When the god Siba created the world, he pondered what was missing. He asked his friend Thunder for advice. Thunder suggested something beautiful and magical. Siba thought long and hard and created a wife for him and called her Sea. But one day, she refused to listen to the commands of the two men. Empowered by her newfound freedom, she evaded her guard, but a magic snake bit her, and Sea seemingly died. A huge tree sprang up from her grave, and like a beautiful butterfly emerging from its chrysalis, the water world and all the creatures of the sea emerged from the tree. At that very moment, Siba realized that the sea, with all its denizens, was the amazing missing piece of the world. Costa Rica. Its coastline is just as sought after as the unbridled nature on land. 475,000 hectares of water in this tiny country are protected as national parks. The water along the coast here is perfect for olive ridley turtle rendezvous. The females return to mate at the same beach where they were hatched and where they will lay their own eggs. we head to the beach, full of anticipation. They are wanderers of the oceans, traveling thousands of kilometers to lay their eggs on their home beach. One of the most important nesting sites is Ostinal, on the Pacific coast. It is famous for the arribada, which means arrival from the sea in Spanish. During the arribada, up to 10,000 turtles swim to this section of the beach, which is about 800 meters long, to lay their eggs. The females dig a nest into the sand into which they deposit around 100 eggs. During one reproductive period, which lasts about a month, they don't swim far and can lay up to 3 clutches of eggs. Unfortunately, because of the construction of tourist resorts, there are fewer and fewer natural beaches left in the world, giving the turtles fewer and fewer places to nest. Because of this, it often happens that when laying another clutch, they destroy another turtle's nest and eggs, sometimes even their own, only a few days old. Black vultures, turtle egg connoisseurs, prepare for the feast. The olive ridley turtle hides its nest as best it can, but sometimes all of its efforts are for nothing. There are many egg collectors, despite the fact that trade in turtle eggs is prohibited, destroying their nests. Since 1987, Ostinal has been exempt from the ban on gathering and selling turtle eggs. For the local impoverished community, it's a traditional livelihood that they don't want to give up. What's more, it's been scientifically proven that the hatching rate is extremely low due to the high nesting activity and the spread of bacterial infections in the sand during the arribada, which is the real cause of the loss of most clutches. It may seem that vultures are the worst offenders when it comes to destroying turtle nests, but in reality, they're just scavengers. They feed largely on eggs that have been broken or dug up by feral dogs, coatis or pigs, but primarily by humans, collectors, and dealers. In the open ocean, olive ridley turtles have no natural enemies. Intensive fishing is a big problem for them, as they often get caught in trawl nets. Also, throughout their lives, they are more susceptible to disease because of weakened immunity caused by marine pollution. And another constant threat is hunting for their meat and shells. This school of big-eyed trevallies is in constant motion. It's also a way to attract prey into their midst. Spiny lobsters are well equipped for their over 10 million years of existence in the ocean. The crown-of-thorns starfish is beautiful, but extremely predatory. Aside from occasionally catching small fish, they feed primarily on corals. One individual starfish can eat up to 6 square meters of live coral per year. The reef dies after the starfish passes through, leaving behind a wasteland. The parrotfish is also fond of coral, but sharp-beaked nibbling poses no great threat to the reef. An encounter with a school of barracuda can be quite chilling, but these ferocious predators can actually be rather tame. Adult barracudas generally live solitary lives. Only when the time for mating and egg-laying comes do they begin to form schools. Young fish also need a social life. In a wild, untamed corner of Costa Rica, there is a paradise of untouched nature, with howling monkeys, prowling jaguars, and whales that sound or break the surface of the water. It's the last place on Earth where the virgin rainforest grows right up out of the tides. You could walk here for hours or even days along the endless coastline and never meet another person. This is the Osa Peninsula, where the rainforest meets the ocean. There's no more beautiful place on the planet. Corcovado. National Geographic calls this national park on the Osa Peninsula the most biologically diverse place on Earth. The exceptional number of ecosystems makes it possible for new plant and animal species to continue emerging, even today. Here you'll find the nesting ground of the largest population of scarlet macaws in Central America. The rampant collared peccary acts tame, but if its territory is threatened, it can be quite ferocious. The remote center of the park is located in the Sirena Biological Park, where you'll even find a tiny airport. There is a constant effort to regulate the number of visitors, as well as illegal logging, the main reason the park was established in 1975. Costa Peninsula was once an island where life evolved independently. When the connection to the mainland formed some 2 million years ago, countless species of plants and animals blended into the mainland populations, creating exceptional biodiversity. Even today, you can discover new, previously unknown species. The largest land animal in Costa Rica, the Central American or Baird's tapir, has lived a solitary life for 35 million years. During the day, they like to carry along their own beauticians to keep themselves parasite-free. We head out on a locally popular fishing trip. Because of the demanding filming and strong currents, we need to fortify ourselves. You can really reel in some nice catches. The meat of the common dolphin, better known around the world as mahi-mahi, and in Central America as El Dorado, is some of the best the sea has to offer. A flock of pelicans waits in the harbor to see if our fishing expedition has brought them something to snack on. Ostinal Beach, we head back to the scene. It's been a few weeks, and the baby sea turtles should start digging their way out of their sandy nests any day now. As the water rises, so does our nervousness. There's no way to know for sure when they'll start hatching. The beach starts to move, and the first hatchlings make their appearance. Miraculously, all the eggs hatch at once, as if they'd receive instructions from above. The flock of hungry onlookers creeps closer and closer. The gender of the young turtles, like many reptiles, is determined by the temperature during incubation. Between 31 and 32 degrees Celsius, females hatch. When the temperature falls to 28 degrees or less, the hatchlings are exclusively male. If the temperature remains between 29 and 30 degrees, equal numbers of males and females hatch out. The hatchlings must reach the water as quickly as possible. They follow the light. They leave the darkness of their nest and head straight for the gleaming surface of the water. Unfortunately, it often happens that they become confused by nearby artificial light, such as streetlights or resorts, causing them to head in the wrong direction and die of exhaustion and thirst. On the way to the sea, they become imprinted with their home beach, where one day they may return to lay their own eggs. It's an important part of their development, and if we tried to help them, they wouldn't stand a chance of survival. even in the ocean, they won't be safe. Countless pitfalls await them. It's said that only 1 in 1,000 reaches adulthood. Marino Ballena Marine National Park is one of the starting points for observing humpback whales. We head out every day onto the water in hope of catching just a glimpse. A nearby hurricane has made visibility exceptionally poor. The Costa Rican coast is the one place in the world where both southern and northern subspecies of humpback whales congregate to give birth. Diving with them is more difficult than we expected. We always consider dolphin encounters to be a symbol of luck. We hope they don't leave us and that we can film them alongside the humpbacks. We hear them, but unfortunately, our captain can't get us any closer. But they're not that far away. They have amazingly developed hearing and know that we are here. White-tip reef sharks are keeping a sharp eye on us, even if they don't seem to be. Unlike other sharks, they don't have to keep moving. They can pump oxygen from the water to their gills and so can rest quietly on the seabed. The terror of the Pacific coast, the round stingray. In the autumn, they shed their tail spine full of strong venom so that they can grow a new one. If you happen to step on one of these spines, you're in big trouble. Stingrays are not afraid of humans, and many incidents take place when swimming, causing hundreds of serious injuries every year. The Osa Peninsula, as well as the Sierpe and Taraba River deltas, provide ideal conditions for life. A myriad of tiny streams, full of nutrients, flow out of the jungle to the ocean. They attract marine organisms to reproduce, while the tangles of mangrove roots provide them with shelter. Tipped reef sharks have found protection here against attacks by an aggressive species of shark. Exceptionally rich plankton, full of nutrients from the river deltas, attract schools of fish, which in turn attract humpbacks. There's no other marine creature who can sing like the males of these giants. Songs composed of many different sounds can last up to half an hour. Their composition creates musical phrases that resemble verses in poetry. The knowledge that these incredibly intelligent mammals are close by is exciting. Unlike us, the porcupine fish is completely calm. It has nothing to be afraid of. If it became necessary, it could inflate itself and raise its sharp spines. Predators are fully aware that the porcupine fish are poisonous, thanks to the toxic algae that they consume. The white-spotted boxfish can also defend itself with poison that it exudes from its skin. But trapped in small spaces, it can even poison itself. The white-spotted puffer is yet another poisonous species. It can inflate itself like the porcupine fish, but doesn't have spines. Another resident of the Costa Rican coastline that uses poison to protect itself is the guinea fowl puffer. This species is unique in that it has two color variations. This is the yellow one. Here we have a pair of the same guinea fowl puffers in their dark form. The guinea fowl puffer gets its name because of the resemblance to the bird of the same name. The stone triggerfish is a common visitor to these rocky outcroppings. It is one of the largest triggerfishes on the Pacific coast. They're one of the more intelligent fish species. It's been proven, for example, that they can learn from their own mistakes. Even a school of big-eyed trevallies can't resist checking us out. Now, the singing humpbacks are really close. In one population, all the males sing the same song, which changes gradually over time and is spread over thousands of kilometers of ocean, from one to the next, just like popular hits with humans. They might be used to attract females, to communicate, or just sung for fun. This is the encounter we have waited for. The mystical humpback singing deepens the mysteriousness of the seas. The cradle, as well as the most important condition for sustaining life on planet Earth.